honestly just had a good idea. I was like, you know what? Like I want to like commemorate my time in Montreal, and I can do this. Like this is a unique talent I possess that stands out, and I think it sounds cool, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And yeah, and I did both. The idea was always to do both, like one in French, one in English. And yeah, and I was just that, and it's funny because the French version ended up being like a vessel for like the English version to pop off because that version popped off more first.
Really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. Bringing it Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for doing this. I'm really excited.
Me too.
My name is Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music.
Hell yeah.
Well, I love the what you've done with dopamine is so cool with the two languages in one earbud and the other earbud. I was just like, I listened to that and my brain is like doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, because both when we made both language versions, we were super careful about keeping like, let me know if my sound's okay. Is it okay?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so we were really careful about keeping like the same rhythmic
Yeah,
sound.
like the cadence is
Yeah,
all in time. It's
so
crazy.
that's why it works.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure that out. I was like, how come like this is so wild? Because usually you translate a language, not only does the language not translate perfectly over, but not only that, but like the cadence and everything is so off, but it works perfectly.
Totally, like there's usually just more syllables, but yeah, so we were really careful about that.
Well, it's awesome. I think it's a rad record. So
Thank you.
but yeah. So I always kind of start off with your origin story. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Connecticut.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
saw that you were from what, Fairville or
Oh,
Fairfield?
Fairfield County.
Fairfield, yeah,
Yeah.
Fairfield County, and I typed it in, and I'm like, "Okay, there's an Ohio, there's Connecticut, there's, South
That's so
Carolina." This really isn't narrowing it down.
I know they weren't very creative with the names, you know?
So Connecticut, tell me about that.
So yeah, I was born and raised there. My mom is Canadian, and so yeah, I grew up in a small town. Basically we would just like walk through the woods and smoke weed for fun in the forest, and what else? Go to strip malls. A lot of people at my local high school would hang out at the McDonald's close to the
Very
high.
cool.
Very suburban life.
Yeah. Well, mom's Canadian, is that how you know French?
I honestly started learning French when I moved to Montreal, like, so, and that's like later on.
Oh, okay, so we're way ahead of the horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Connecticut, you're in Connecticut. How do you get into music? Do you come from a musical family or like creative household?
Yeah, my mom, like, always was, like, drawing, and she always liked art, and my my mom and dad, they got divorced when I was pretty young, but both of them, like, loved music, and my parents, when they were together, they bonded over their love for music. So, yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of, like, Shaka Khan, Chic, Aretha Franklin, Rolling Stones. My mom and I would, like, listen to a lot of Gwen Stefani and J Lo, and yeah, it was just, like, there was always music playing, and there was a piano in the house,
Okay.
and I did choir in high school and middle school. I did band and I did marching band. So
What did you play in the marching band and
flute.
band? Flute. Okay.
And I
And
still
then
play flute in some of my songs. I play it on stage during my shows too.
that's awesome. Okay. And then you said there's a piano in your house. What did either your parents play piano or was it just something that was there and you picked it up?
My mom played a bit of piano. Not like seriously, but she dabbled in piano.
Okay.
And yeah, and it was just around. I honestly don't really like playing piano though. I realized I'm like, I the fuck out, like, where I put my face. I don't know. It's just it doesn't make sense to my brain spatially, as weird as that sounds, because it should be like the most obvious thing. But I like prefer the flute or the guitar.
Okay. When do you decide to start like, were you put in lessons at a child in piano?
Actually, yeah, I did do lessons as a kid in piano, and I remember I had kind of like a stuffy piano teacher, and
Oh. Why? I don't understand this. Like, I've had so many people on that talk about this, this pain in the ass piano teacher where it's like, they don't wanna teach you what you wanna learn. They're like, "No, you will learn, proper everything, posture and scales and all the shit that you probably
yeah,
don't care about."
I get it. It's like you have to learn like the foundations to then break away from that to a certain degree, but also like I think you should follow your joy. Otherwise, it becomes this sort of like draining experience.
Right, it's like a chore at that point. Like, I don't
Fun.
wanna go here. I wanna learn how to play, yeah, whatever, on the
Yeah,
piano, Just the Girl, or something like that.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And low key, those would probably be like slightly, maybe even easier to play than some of like the classical piano stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's probably a lot of, it's a lot of repetitive things that you're doing.
Yeah.
If you learned that riff, you'd be stoked and you'd come back.
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember learning like the clocks by Coldplay, like the
Oh, yeah.
that was God's fire. Like, I really liked that.
Yeah, that'll keep you coming back because 'cause you're like, "Okay, well, now I know how to play something that I can actually hear on the radio or whatever." Or
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I really do think more teachers need to, yeah, just like follow the joy, make it fun. Like make it a fun, like exploratory experience.
100%. So, when do you get into the flute?
I got into the flute when I was in I started in 5th grade
Okay. Like,
and
when I was in 5th grade, you could pick an instrument and do that, and then if you wanted to continue, go into middle school, high school, and play.
exactly, and I like wanted to play trombone or like French horn, and my mom was literally like, "Yeah, that you don't wanna play that instrument. It's like it's kind of like a masculine thing." I was oh, but honestly, like, looking back, I'm actually glad that I ended up playing flute because it's so easy to transport, like,
Yeah,
all
fit in your backpack.
right? Like, all the kids who had, like, the stand-up bass and, like, all these different like, they had to, like, wheel it around down the hall, bring it on the fucking bus. Too much.
Yeah, but I did the clarinet in 5th grade band, that was it, because I saw this kid put his whole mouth over the mouthpiece and just made this, like, obnoxious, like, duck sound, and I'm like, "That's the one that I wanna try to play." But my neighbor, we walked to school and he played the trombone, and I was just felt so bad because he's just lugging the shit, like, up a hill, down the other side, and I'm just mine just in the backpack, so I could see why your mom didn't want you to go that route.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I love clarinet. I'm, like, trying to get more clarinets on my album.
Oh, really? That's cool. I think it sounds cool. But I saw this obnoxious sound. I was like drawn to that. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
in a true, like, little kid fashion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, were you in theater? I mean, a lot of your videos are very theatrical. Were you in like musical theater or anything like that?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that was, like, a bit huge part of my upbringing, just, like, being a theater kid, and and, like, I just had a lot of fun, like, in school because I was in the theater productions, and we had, like, a really nice group of people at my school
Mhm.
who did them, and it was it's funny because, like, when I grew up, I was, like, so even when I first auditioned for, like, I think, like, the first play I ever was in, I, like, wanted to be the lead role immediately, and I was, like, actually, like I was, like, kinda disinterested when I didn't get the lead role, even though I, like, had no experience, like, what at all, like, probably was, like, shaking during my audition, like, like,
You're like, I don't get the lead. I'm out.
I know, then I eventually, like, I just kept with it, and I did, like, work my way up to getting the leads, like, in, like in middle school and high school, and then I did like some community theater productions and all that.
That's awesome. Did you ever play in a band or like when did you start songwriting?
Like I did I was always like casually writing things down in notebooks and such. I wasn't writing like a lot of songs, but I had a few little seedlings of songs.
Through
Like
high
I
school and middle school and stuff?
Yeah, but I wasn't really I had a couple little things I wrote, but I really wasn't like writing songs at that point.
When did that come? Much later?
Yeah, when I moved to Montreal when I was like 18, 19, I got or actually in like when I was in Pace University, I went to acting school for a year and
Okay.
I hated it. Um, yeah. Yeah, so I ended up writing more songs then and when I moved to Montreal.
Okay. So you went to college, you went to acting college, you didn't like it, and then why'd you just decide to move to Montreal? Just because your mom was from there?
My mom's actually from Fredericton, New Brunswick,
Oh,
um,
okay.
but since I have dual citizenship, my brother was living there and he was like, "Well, you're not happy, and why don't you just come up to Montreal? Like, you are Canadian, so you can, if you want, like, you can go to school here. It's really affordable." So if you're
Mhm.
a Montreal resident, it's like 3,000 a year. I mean,
Oh
now
my
up,
gosh.
yeah, yeah, it's really affordable. So, um, yeah. And then I auditioned for an acting school in Montreal, and I did not get in. And then, yeah, that was where.
Was that rough? I mean, you don't get in and then what are you like, I'm not doing the acting thing? Is that like where music kinda took over or what?
Oh, wait, actually, sorry, I'm confusing the timeline. I auditioned for the acting school when I was auditioning for Pace 2, and I didn't make it into that program, but I don't think I re-auditioned, actually.
Oh, you just didn't you got into Pace, so you went there instead of moving to Montreal right out of high school.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay.
But then after yeah, I just, like I did some weird jobs. I was, like, working at, like, a call center.
When do you start really kind of pursuing music as far as, like, what you're doing now? Is that much
Oh,
later?
yeah. I started getting more serious, like I started getting more serious about music, around when I was, like, 19, and I was writing songs with, like, my roommates, and
Mhm.
I ended up writing a lot of songs with this guy named Matt, who was writing a lot of country records then.
Okay. So you guys just wrote together and then that never became anything as far as, like, you guys wouldn't go out and play them or anything like that?
Not really. I was gonna sign, like, maybe a small record deal with, like a Quebecois, like, record label, but that didn't pan out, and then I ended up, yeah, and then, like, from there on, I ended up, like, really, like, getting into sessions, working, like, trying to hit up anyone. A lot of people freaking rejected me, like, it was really hard to get people to take me seriously and to wanna work with me,
Mhm.
especially because the scene is, like, kind of closed there, but I
This
would
is you're still in Montreal at this point.
yeah, but I would, like, just go and play places live, and I found that when I played live, because I had, like, a lot of stage experience, like, I would really, like, win people over, and then I would get opportunities from that.
Mhm.
But, yeah, it was really fucking hard at first to find people who wanted to work with me, and then eventually, like, I just pushed and pushed and, like, just, like, locked in with producers and just, like, pushed the song, produced some of it myself, and then put the songs out, and then that led to more opportunities, and then, like, my first manager, and then Spotify playlists and things like that.
And when are you're not still in Montreal, right? Are you in LA?
I'm in LA now.
Okay. And how long have you lived in LA then?
Only since, like, June.
Oh, okay, so you recently moved there from Montreal?
No, because then I moved to New York for, like,
Oh,
a year, and
okay.
now and yeah, it's literally so much easier to make an artist career in LA. just because like so many people are more willing to work with new people. I mean, now had moved to LA when I had a lot of connections here already, and I had
Yeah, you had a career going already at that
exactly. But still, I think starting off here would low key be like easier than starting
point.
Montreal.
Okay. So you were just playing a ton and just trying to get into sessions. And what was like, was there like a milestone or something that kind of got you to the managers, or was it just kind of slowly building your brand and your songs?
I'm literally on my well, I'm on my third manager now, but I love him. Like he's awesome. But yeah,
I plan on keeping him around a little
yeah,
bit.
really good. Hi, Jorge. That's his name, Jorge. Um, but yeah, so yeah, well, what led to the first manager? Just being connected through someone else who I'd known, and they're like, I have this friend who, I think manages or works in the music industry. I want to introduce you. And then like one thing led to the other. And then yeah, and then honestly, like I made a lot of connections just like through the internet because I was doing a lot of I was doing all my sessions remotely.
Oh, is this like pandemic time
Yeah,
or
but
not
on
even?
before because I couldn't like get in with people because no one was really in.
Oh, interesting. So you were doing that before everyone had to do that.
Yeah, literally. So I'm like used to doing internet sessions. I'm used to doing remote.
Okay. What was I mean, I'm just going off your Spotify and you had I don't want to be your fucking friend. That was
Oh,
like a big moment, big song, right? For you. Was that like first one that really took off?
I think the first like moment I had was like on a different wave. That was when I got like my first Spotify playlist and I was like, "Oh shit." And that was really fucking cool and I got like some like labels interested at that point.
What record was that one with?
On a different wave. Oh, it was a single.
Oh, on a different wave. The song on a different wave. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a single. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
know. Oh, that's
wait, what
awesome.
did you think of?
Sorry. I don't know.
I'm dead. Yeah. But yeah, so that when I got my first Spotify playlist. But dude, like it's actually fucked up because like music actually took me like a long time to get like even noticed because on my first song, Wish I Could See, it literally took me like 1 year to get to 1,000 streams on that song.
Wow. It's hard, right? I mean, you're putting it into this abyss of like millions of songs, or
Literally
billions of
one
songs.
year to get to 1,000 streams, and now it's like, yeah, like it'd be weird if I didn't do like I do way, way, way more than that, like a day.
Right.
Just like insane. It's actually insane. But yeah, so but everyone always has this like vision right before they like put out their first song, like it's gonna be fucking huge. Like no, no, no. But you like really just kind of have to stick with it. And but yeah, I don't want to be your fucking friend. I produced with this guy named Mackenzie in Montreal.
Mhm.
And to be honest, when I hit him up, I hadn't even heard his music, but I just had like an intuitive feeling I should hit him up. And then I
Weird. Okay.
yeah. And then and he's awesome. And we ended up just like producing. Um, we produced it and yeah. And I put it out, made a sick video for it with some friends in Montreal.
And it did well. I mean, obviously.
It did pretty well. It did pretty
Yeah.
well. Like do crazy well, but like it got me up to let's say like 30,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So it was like something, you know.
Uh-huh. And then you got I mean, and you put that EP out as well, right around that time? Or was it a little bit later that's on No Complaints?
Oh, wait, oh yeah, the EP exactly. I put that
Yeah.
out like yeah, I put that out around in 2021. And then yeah, and then I had this like great session in Montreal with this producer Jeff Harris.
Mhm.
We wrote with this other girl, Marissa Miano, and or Miss Marissa Mano, sorry. But yeah, and it it ended up being a cool song, and Jeff and I wanted to lock in. He was like, "You should come to LA," and I bought a ticket to LA, and like we we locked in.
And did participation trophies?
We did that. We finished that one, like recorded vocals on that, and then we just like started writing new stuff. I think yeah, no, we started doing that and writing some new shit too.
Okay. And that song is that's a big record for you, obviously. participation trophies. Did it do well right away, or was it like a how did it start to gain kind of steam?
This is actually low key like when I was pretty vulnerable at this time because, well, I'd never had any success on TikTok
Mhm.
or Reels. Like Reels were a new thing, but I TikTok was the way that people, got like way more exposure. And I was
Yeah,
so
people are just blowing up overnight.
yes, and I was so scared. But honestly, it's like it wasn't just like you could just post and it would like blow up. And it so like there'd
Right.
be a post that literally flopped so hard, and you'd be like, fuck, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Maybe my song sucks or I just can't do TikTok.
Mhm.
And now it's honestly changing to TikTok in general. But back then, at that time, I was just like, yeah, I was really fucking stressed out. Like Jeff was like encouraging me. Jeff was encouraging me to post on TikTok, and I was so stressed about it. I would like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Oh my god, I look like a fucking idiot." And I just like kept posting the song, and then eventually like my first video started like kind of blowing up, and I was like, "Oh my god," I like couldn't sleep that night.
Oh, I can't imagine. I always think of it as like a slot machine or something. You just keep pulling and you're like, "What is it at now?" Like, you just want to see the no it's like so much dopamine. Speaking of your song, like, just
But
like
yeah,
refresh.
yeah,
Okay, now it's at 100,000. Now it's at, 200. It's like, "Oh my god, oh my god." Like, yeah, I'd be
oh,
jacked. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
dude, it makes you feel like cracked out. I was literally like refreshing it like a fucking like fiend. And but yeah, so then I saw yeah, it did like pretty well. And then I had a music video shoot the next day and I was literally so tired the whole shoot that I like it was a bad experience because I was like actually exhausted and I didn't get any sleep.
Mhm. That's so did for the video for that song
It never
or for
came
a different oh, it never
out.
came out?
Yeah, that was for a different song, but it never came out, so because I was always just like, "I wanna keep going, make the next thing, make the next thing, make the next thing," and I was just like, I never wanted to have too much time pass where I wasn't working on another thing, another music video,
Mhm.
so
But yeah, I mean, but riding the success of that song, Dead is also a big record. I mean, that came out next, right?
yeah, that one came out I think that one came out next, yeah, and I just was, like, developing my, like, style of, like, lyrical, like, almost, like, confessional, vulnerable pop.
Mhm.
And it was really nice because a lot of people were relating to it, and a lot of people really felt connected to it. And that was an honor to be able to put out music that could make people feel seen. And like, obviously, like, I don't want to be your fucking friend. Sure, that makes people feel seen, but it's not as like in depth and thought out as that. I'd consider that song more of like a vibe. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
As a
yeah, yeah. So and then you do Dopamine's the first record that you've done where you put it into French, correct?
yeah.
And what made you decide to do that? And like why I mean, because that song had came out and you've put out other records since that one, and then what did you go back and do the French version or
No, I did them both at the same time. I honestly just had a good idea. I was like, you know what? Like I wanna, like, commemorate my time in Montreal, and I can do this, like, this is a unique talent I possess that stands out, and I think it sounds cool, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and yeah, and I did both. The idea was always to do both, like, one in French, one in English, and yeah, and I was just that and it's funny because the French version ended up being, like, a vessel for, like, the English version to pop off because that version popped off more first.
really? That's
Yeah,
interesting. Were you
and
surprised at that?
not, like, actually, no, because I knew that it was, like, more unique,
Okay.
so it, like, could cut through the noise more.
Mhm.
Because like, not everyone can do that, so it's just like
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, stand out, so and I know that, like, yeah, you really have to fucking stand out in this industry.
Right. And then what gave you the idea to do the split brain version?
I think, like, me and my producer, Jeff, well, my collaborator, because there were other people who produced on that as well, but, um, my collaborator, Jeff, and I were just yeah, I think we just were messing around and we were like, "We should do this, this would be cool," and the idea just randomly came into our minds, and yeah, and I just, like, posted honestly, social media is crazy because I posted that video of, like, the split brain version, like, way before I put it out, like, a year before I put it out,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah,
Wow.
like, I'm not gonna release this, this is kind of, like, kitschy, like, it's a bit, I don't know, I'm like, it's a bit hokey, um, but anyways, the video did, like, okay well, and I was like, if it, like, super blew up, like, I'd probably drop it, but it did pretty well, but then I had someone in my DMs, like, begging me for a long ass time. They're like, "Please drop it. Please drop the split brain version on Spotify, please." And I was, like, still like, "No." And then someone else is like, "Girl, you're like" I made a video. I posted a video on YouTube of it, and then someone in the comments was like, "I don't understand, like, you're literally, like, missing out on a bag by not fucking putting this out on Spotify."
Like,
And then
okay.
but fuck it, I did, and I'm happy I did. I was just, like, worried if people, like, put my song on shuffle, it'd be like, "What the fuck?" This is so
But it's mixed so perfectly that it's like when you're listening to it, you can hear like I'll hear the English version like in the French version there doesn't like take away from the song or me understanding what you're saying.
yeah, and I'm honestly happy I did it too, because like, also from doing that song, like, I was able to generate more revenue that I then could reinvest into doing a writing camp, which I just did for my album.
Oh, awesome.
I just did it, like, I literally just got back yesterday.
How was it?
It was crazy, like, it was my first ever experience doing one, and for those of you who don't know what a writing camp is, it's basically like I put together a group of, like, my favorite producers and writers that I'd worked with, and Jeff and I, who, like, we run the label Lucky Bastards,
Mhm.
we rented out the house, this house in Joshua Tree, and
Awesome.
yeah, and we just, like, brought everyone into the house for 3 days and paired up producers, writers, and I told them all, like, my vision for what I want the album to be, and then, like, I bounced around and, like, wrote with everyone, and they were, like, generating, like, ideas, starts for me or, like, um, extending on some ideas that I mentioned, and yeah, it went so well, and it was a lot of hard work, but it was so, so fun.
That is so cool. What a cool way to put together your album.
It was really cool, there was one song that we were just jamming on at the campfire, and it's kinda funny because like, even people who were just sitting there, like, they would get songwriting credits, like, at that point, that's, like, how it works, but it's funny, yeah, like, we definitely have one song that has, like, probably, like, 9 different, like, songwriters on it because we were just, like, sitting at a fucking campfire,
That's
but
funny.
but it was really cool, and, like, honestly, whatever makes a sick song makes a sick song, and I love collaborating with people, like, it feels really good for me to be around other creatives. This industry is really tough, and, like, the business people, like, piss me the fuck off in this industry, but I love the creatives in this industry, and that's, like, such a joy for me.
I love that. Do you are the most recent records that you've put out, are those gonna be on the album, or have you started kind of fresh like this with this writing camp, like, this is where the album starts?
I'm starting fresh, yeah, 'cause I wanna, like, usher in, like, a brand new era.
Okay, so, like, Outside, that's not on the album.
Be on the record. But those are like this one, and then I'm dropping a song called Training Wheels, and those are just gonna be singles. But then the album is gonna be like all fresh.
Oh, awesome. When is yeah, I saw the photo you put for Training Wheels. I didn't know that that was gonna be a song where you're, like,
Yeah.
you're in front of the Beverly Hotel.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We snuck there. We snuck into that spot.
And just took a picture on a trike.
Yeah. Oh my god, wait, the funniest thing about that was like my life is like pretty fucking strange, I will say. So it's like I I was wearing this like huge poofy pink dress, like
Yeah.
my vision, literally, I pictured it in my mind. I'm like, I need to do this. So I just got this huge puffy pink dress, and then I like picked up a trike on Facebook Marketplace. Anyway, so I was like right outside the Beverly Hotel. We were trying to find a good spot. We were just driving around trying to find a good location to take a picture. Then, like right as I'm literally in like stripper heels, basically with like fucking dress and the trike, there's like a Hollywood tour bus that like drives by, and they literally all like slow down, look out the window, and like take pictures.
They're like, "Whoa, okay. What is going
Yeah,
on?"
you got your little Hollywood experience.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What's does Training Wheels sound like what you're gonna be putting on the album, or is the album totally different than what you've been releasing currently?
I think there'll be definitely remnants, like because I'm working with some of the same collaborators.
Mhm.
So it's like it's not gonna be like staunchly different, but like there's gonna be a lot of shit people are not expecting for this album. And it's like I'm like creating a world.
Oh, that's awesome. So is
Yeah.
there like a theme behind the like, is it like a concept album or no?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a concept album, and there's like it's meant to accompany like my live show.
Rad. When do you think you'll have it finished?
My goal is like this January and February, I'm gonna lock in and just write write these songs out, produce them out more, and try to figure out like maybe what I'm missing in my
Mhm.
album. And then I'd say I'm gonna start dropping singles at some point like next year for the album, and then possibly drop like the whole album in like fall 2025.
Wow. Damn. So it's yeah, you got it ready to kinda go here. It's not
Uh,
that far
the-
away. Well, I appreciate your time, Madeline. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much too. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I have one more question for you. I wanna know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Ooh, okay. Yes, I totally do. Um, I just need a second to think. I would say that when you're first starting off, I think your greatest battle is against like your own mind and your own insecurities that are telling you you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or like you should give up. But I think if you can just like continue to push through, even though you're having those negative thoughts, you'll start to see like the fruits of your labor, and like the seeds that you've planted like start to blossom. and and I would say focus on people in your circle. Like your greatest links are people who are already in your circle. I would just hit up people who I knew produced and that I could access, instead of like chasing people that were just like, who is this bitch? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So focus on the people that are in your circle, and just like, yeah, just fucking keep going. Honestly, I feel like that's the hardest part. You just need to keep going.
Bringing it backward.